7 Steps to Take If You Get Sued for Debt, Part 1. Brought to you by counsel at yourlegallegup.com. Your advantage if you're being sued by debt collectors. We can break debt litigation into a number of separate steps. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take the first steps towards defending yourself from the debt collector. You'll see what to do, and I'll show you some resources that will help you do it. No, it isn't always easy, but you can definitely do it, and sometimes it really is easy. The second video will finish getting you ready for that first day in court. It's easier for you to get all this in 2 parts. That way we don't have to cover everything in one really long video. If you've got debt trouble brewing, you may already have heard of me. My website is really the premier website for showing people how to defend themselves from debt lawsuits and debt collectors, yourlegallegup.com. It's been a well-kept secret, and I'm trying to change that. I'll tell you more about that as we go along, but now let's get down to the business at hand. You have debt trouble, expect to be sued, or already are being sued. What do you do? If you get sued for debt, you may find out in an unpleasant way. Some guy could just knock on your door at home or show up at your work and hand you a summons and petition. There's really no easy way to find out something like that, and they aren't trying to make it any easier either. Often it doesn't come totally as a surprise though, right? A lot of times you know that the hammer is about to drop. You've known that you didn't have enough money to make ends meet and worried that time would run out. Or maybe for you it really did come out of the blue. Sometimes debt collectors sue on debt you never owed or that you're paying off. It can happen that way too, but whatever way it happened, you're going to have to do something to deal with it. And there's really no magic trick to use. Although it seems like there are plenty of people out there selling snake oil of different types. These things will not go away by themselves. And no, it's too late to bar the door. Don't panic though, it isn't necessarily all bad. You may have felt trapped by your situation, and this may open a door for you, ironically. As you go through this, remember, 1, debt collection lawsuits are not complicated. 2, debt collectors probably do not have what they need to win and are hoping to scare you into giving up. 3, debt cases quickly become unprofitable to the debt collectors if you fight. 4, the more they think that you will fight, the more likely they are to give up. And 5, you just need to follow some simple steps to keep fighting. Now let's look at the steps of Phase 1. Phase 1 begins with your first awareness of the suit, when it's served on you or when you find out about it some other way. I break litigation into 3 phases. Phase 1 ends with that first day in court, and Phase 2 ends when you are getting ready for trial. Step 1. Get yourself set, even if it seems scary. Take a deep breath and decide to respond in a rational rather than emotional, fearful way. Lawsuits seem scary, but a debt collection lawsuit is really just a simple business proposition. The debt collector files suit against you because it hopes to make a profit. It will pursue the suit against you as long as it thinks it will make money. And not a minute longer. It will drop the lawsuit if it becomes aware that it will lose money if it continues to pursue you. It's as simple as that. They don't take it personally, they're not out to get you, and they don't have any real moral point of view in the matter. It's just a business for them, and sometimes there's beauty in simplicity. You will win the case if they think beating you will cost too much money, whether or not they could actually win the case and get a judgment in court. Fighting the case will not make them mad, at least not in any important way. So there's really no need to tiptoe around. Believe me, these guys file millions of these suits per year. Nothing you do will be new to them. And their skin gets pretty thick as they go rampaging around the courtrooms. Don't worry about the petition. Don't worry about what it says or how much they say you owe. Your goal is very simple. Make it your business to show them that suing you will lose them money. Step 2. Evaluate the situation. Read the petition, look at it, and see how it's organized. The debt collectors could be suing you for the same amount of money in more than one way. If they are, their case will be divided into counts. That is, there will be a count 1, count 2, etc. Counts are legally independent, but if you're being sued on alternative theories like contract or unjust enrichment, and they win, you would only owe the money once. Remember that debt collectors make their money by getting people to give up, so they try to make their petitions extra scary. For now, you just want to see what they say they want and why they say they should get it. The amount they want will be in what we call the wherefore clause, which is normally the last paragraph of each count. Looks like this. What's your worst case scenario? That means what's the worst that can happen to you if they win? You want to know that to give you perspective, but it's not as bad as you might think. You should figure it out. If you file an answer to the petition, and really most times even if you don't, they'll usually settle with you for 30% less than the lawsuit says, even if you just ask. And even if they ultimately win the lawsuit and do get a judgment, they'd probably still settle with you for 30% less than they claim you owe if you ask. That's because they don't think they can collect from you if you try to make it hard for them to do so, and they're right. Collecting on a judgment can be like herding cats, but I'm not suggesting you aim for that kind of settlement. We're just trying to figure out a realistic worst-case scenario here so that you, like the debt collectors, can make an economically sensible decision. How far down the food chain are the debt collectors who are suing you? Look at the petition and try to figure out who's ever owned the debt. If you don't know the name of the party suing you, it's probably a debt collector, and that means they were assigned the debt. Someone sold it to them. If it is a debt collector, the plaintiff almost certainly does not have and can't get the records they need to win their case, and often not even if they're the original creditor. And if the debt has been assigned more than once, there's really almost no chance at all the debt collector could ever beat you if you don't beat yourself. Step 3, lawyer or no lawyer? In Step 3, you decide whether you need and should hire a lawyer or whether you would be better off representing yourself. I've written a report on this that you can find on my website, but the question boils down to this. If you can't afford to lose and you can afford a lawyer, and you can also find a good one, which isn't always an easy task, then you will probably want a lawyer. Otherwise, you're probably going to want to go pro se, like a ninja. Step 4, figure out due dates. Figure out when the answer is due or when you have to be in court. This is probably a simple question. It probably says right on the summons. Make sure you can be there. This would also be a good time to look up and get your state's rules of civil procedure. I have a link to most states' rules on my site. I'll tell you the most convenient way to get the links I mentioned in this video at the end of the video. Step 5. Look closely at the petition and your possibilities. Yes, I really do mean study every single word in the petition and do the math in the wherefore clause. Was there an affidavit attached? Were there false statements in it? Bogus notices? Anything deceptive? If so, and there usually are, then you may have a counterclaim under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. It will be very helpful if you do. Also, did you ask for verification of the debt at any point and not receive it from the debt collector? If so, that might be a claim under the FDCPA too. You're looking for opportunities here. I've mentioned several times that you would find things at my site, and in the next video I'll be mentioning even more links. Most of this information is free, and one thing that definitely is free is the report that I've made to go along with these videos. It's called, amazingly, 7 Steps to Take When You're Sued for Debt. It's free. Here's the link. Go sign up for the report.